UFC 302. Here's my predictions. Let's get into the main fight. We have Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev. My prediction, this goes to Islam, and I think it has to do with Islam's wrestling. Islam is known as one of the most superior wrestlers in the UFC today, and Dustin Poirier does not necessarily have the best takedown defense. If you look at it, he is obsessed with the guillotine. And I know that was made into a joke on his last fight, but if you look back on his older fights, you'll see that when it comes to someone shooting in on him, he will always go for the guillotine versus trying to maintain position. And I think that's going to be his downfall in this matchup. That being said, I don't think this is going to be a first round stoppage. I think that this matchup is going to go the distance. I see Islam getting the takedown and I see him controlling from up top. But the thing is this, Dustin Poirier is one of the most durable fighters in the UFC. He's tough as nails, and I really see Islam struggling to be able to get him finished. With that being said, Islam did make a statement saying that he wanted to do something special in this matchup. Now, what he means by that, who knows? But there's a lot of footage leaked out recently from his training camp where you see that he's drilling his own guillotine. Now, if he were to go and hit his own guillotine on Dustin Poirier, I think the internet might break. But let's see if he can actually make that happen. Next up on the card, we have Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa. I'm going to go with Sean Strickland on this one, and I think that it's going to be a tough fight for Sean Strickland, but I think his ability to keep the pressure on and keep his opponent backing up is going to be the key to his success. Now, Sean does need to fight a perfect fight because if he makes one mistake, Paulo Costa will capitalize on it. But overall, I see Sean being able to stick to the game plan, keep the pressure on, and win a decision. Next, we have Kevin Holland versus Mikhail. Although Kevin is moving up to 185, I think this is the UFC trying to give Kevin a couple wins. Kevin is just too valuable to the UFC and they need to keep him around. And unfortunately, he has had a couple losses. So giving him a couple wins keeps him in the mix. I know that there was talks about him potentially fighting Nick Diaz, but a Nick Diaz fight is just not going to happen unless he gets a couple more wins. Now, if he gets a win streak going, I personally think that would be a really entertaining fight to see a Nick Diaz versus Kevin Holland. Let's see if that can happen. And that wraps up my predictions for UFC 302. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me, you disagree, I'd love to hear why. Let me know in the comments below.